These days, kids are becoming more and more tech savvy. Our kids are far more technologically literate than we ever dreamed possible. With thousands of apps popping up daily, it can seem like an impossible task for parents to keep their kids safe. Today, I'll discuss some practical tips on how to tame the digital dragon on this episode of Majoring in the Middle. It may be tempting as a parent to do one of two things. You could ban any kind of electronic device in your child's hand and try to lock down the whole wide world. But that's an exhausting task, and one that will probably end up failing in the long run. Or you could throw up your hands and simply cross your fingers that your child is making the right decision when you're not looking. I mean, you can't police it all, so why even try, right? Neither of these options seems to really be the best route, do they? Then what do we do as parents? How do we keep our kids safe without driving ourselves and our kids crazy at the same time? There's a lot of great content on the internet that will help your child to learn and grow as a student and as a person. It hardly seems fair to deny our kids access to the good stuff because we're terrified of the bad. We as parents just have to recognize our role in it all and not expect a quick fix when it comes to internet safety. We have to be willing to teach our kids how to use the internet appropriately and responsibly. If you plan to allow your child to be online, or if they're already online, the website parenting.com gives the following safety advice. Know the websites your child uses. You know the physical places where your child hang out and who they're hanging out with. So you should also know where they are online and whom they're with. Set house rules. Decide how much time your child spends online and how they use the internet. Teach them to protect their own privacy. Tell them never to give out their name, phone number, email address, password, postal address, school, or picture without your permission. Not to open email from people they don't know. Not to respond to hurtful or disturbing messages. And not to get together with anyone they meet online. Keep the computer in a central spot in your home. It's easy to watch your child's use of the computer if the device is in a commonly used area like the kitchen. Use software and other technologies to your advantage. Use safe surfing options such as filters and privacy settings on your child's browsers. But know that any child who is computer literate will be able to change these settings. My husband and I have 2 daughters, and we use parental controls on as many devices as possible. We also have conversations frequently with them about the content that may sneak past or that they may come in contact with on, say, a friend's device. There's also software available for home devices that will help you control what your children are viewing or at least inform you of what they're experiencing online. I've added some links to a few in the description below. Another aspect of your child's digital life is their phone and texting. Similar rules must be set up in the home to ensure that your child is not using their phone during late night hours. This is because of the obvious reasons like lack of supervision, but it's also because science has proven that the stimulation that a child's brain receives from a screen can actually cause sleep deprivation just by having used the phone right before bedtime. Kids need time to unplug from screens and unwind at night. The University of Utah did a very interesting study on cell phone usage and the effects on kids. I've linked the article below. Cell phone providers have also joined the fight to keep our kids safe. Chances are, if you go on your cell phone carrier's website, you'll be able to find some kind of parent control that will work with your service. My cell phone provider has it set up so that I can choose different levels of control as my child gets older. So I can start out by not allowing the internet having any location tracked, as well as being able to manage all of her calls and texts. It's fully customizable and it allows me to choose the features that are best for my family and our rules. In the end, the best safety app out there is you as a parent, being present for your child, even if they don't want you around at that moment. Using your gut to help you know when your child should not be on certain sites or texting or calling certain people is something that cannot be uploaded from the App Store. The hardest part of parenting is that it's not always easy to be the bad guy. We want our kids to be happy. Harmony is heavenly. However, being the cool parent and trying to be their friend now could end up putting your child in a dangerous situation later. So just remember, it's worth it. Well, that's all for now, but please check out the links that I've added below for more information about this topic. And finally, do you have a rage monster on your hands? Please check back next week as we dive into the topic of anger. Please take the time to subscribe to my channel so that you can be notified of new content. Also, please be kind and give a thumbs up if you found this content helpful. And if you have specific topics that you would like me to cover on majoring in the middle, you can comment below or send me a private message. I'm Mandy Stewart, and I'll see you next time on Majoring in the Middle.